this is Scourgebane.
Crashing the script.
It's my long-term project I'm currently working on, and already for my next video I want your ideas for this game, no matter how good, silly or stupid they might be. The game as of right now works like this. You start the game and it randomly generates a series of rooms. You have a gun, a dash, and that's pretty much it. When you enter a room, enemies spawn, and you have to kill them to progress onto the next room. This continues until you reach an ending room, and that's where it ends right now. So as you can see, I've mostly been working on systems. The first one being a weapon system, where there's primary weapons, such as a pistol, an assault rifle, and a grenade launcher. And secondary weapons, such as a shotgun, a rocket launcher, and the disintegrator. There's no way to obtain these in-game yet, but we'll add a weapons shop soon enough. Other than that, there's enemies with some very light logic, and that's pretty much it. You've probably already caught on that this is a roguelike. Yes, I know, everyone and their mama makes roguelikes. But I have some pretty cool and unique plans for the future of this game, and I promise you, it'll be different.
The game loop.
All awesome roguelikes have one extremely important thing in common: scaling. And we'll do this in the form of upgrades and weapons. But before we can do that, we need to make an actual working game loop. Because right now you just spawn in, check out a bunch of rooms, kill a few mobs. No boss, no next level, no nothing. So I'll start by making a placeholder boss. Just scale this imp up a bit and attach some boss logic. After that I made a nice big boss room where we could fight the boss and reuse the mob spawning portal to make the teleporter to the room. So in theory, this should take me straight to the boss room and then spawn a boss. Alright, teleporter works. Wait, something's... After fixing that, it was time to make the boss drop a portal to the next floor. This seems pretty easy, you know, just generate the dungeon again and teleport the player to the start. Okay, let's see. Nice, it teleported me and it's generating the rooms. And that's 100 errors per second. I'll just patch that up real quick. After an absurd amount of time creating and fixing bugs, you can now go to the end, kill the boss and go to a new floor and continue.
Leveling up.
Making a functional and flexible item system is one of the most advanced things I've ever programmed. It was hard, but satisfying in the end. You wanna know what it also is? Extremely boring to watch. So we'll just skip my many hours of work and jump into some of the more fun bits. I got to work on an XP bar that fills up as you kill enemies, and after it's filled, we call the level up function. After some fine tuning here and there, you can clearly see that I don't get XP at all from killing enemies, as I forgot to make them actually drop XP. After I fix that, you can clearly see that I don't get XP at all from killing enemies, as I forgot to make them drop more than 0 XP. And there we go, the bar is filling up nicely. In moments like these, where I wait for the game to trigger a new feature I've implemented, such as leveling up, I always expect the game to explode. This time, however, it also exploded. Needless to say, after working hours on the item and level up system, I was a little frustrated at this point, so I took a quick Elden Ring break to calm down. After quitting down Elden Ring, calm and collected, I got back to business and finally... boom!
New upgrades.
I had plans on adding an insane amount of upgrades for this video, but every upgrade can take up to multiple hours to add, so I settled on these. The common upgrades were extremely easy to make and quite honestly pretty bug-free, except for greasy armaments, which I made simultaneously with the first real rare upgrade, Soulfire armaments. You see, these are status effects that you can apply to an enemy. So I made a status effect holder that is placed on every enemy game object. After writing a bunch of code to apply these debuffs, I made some cool looking particle effects for each effect. When I tested it out, it didn't work at all, even with a 100% chance to apply these effects. But after debugging a bit, I finally managed to get one to burn. A little too hot, some might say. So I just scaled the particles down and everything was in order. Next up on the chopping block, Auto Rocket. As with the status effects, this has a chance to proc on hit. In theory, it's pretty simple. I'll just make a rocket game object which you have a chance to spawn when hitting an enemy. The first problem was that the rocket instantly exploded when it spawned. The second problem after that was that the rocket only fired upwards. And after I finally managed to get it to align with the player, well... To probably a lot of people's dismay, I flipped it around, and the auto rocket was now complete. Next up, Chaos Grenades. Same concept as the rocket, spawn a pre-made object, but on kill this time instead of on hit. This one worked pretty nicely right off the bat, and extremely satisfying to use. Shockwave emitter. I started by whipping up some particles using Unity's awesome particle system, added one of my many explosion scripts to apply damage, and it ended up looking pretty nice. Stacking this will increase its damage of course, but also its size. Resizer. This one was pretty simple, much like the common items, but a little more OP. I just increased the player damage and size of projectiles by each stack, so that we can go from this to this. Turbocharger. This is also one of the easier ones to add in. Just increase the amount of dodge charges you have and it should work perfectly. Reality glitch. This was one of the more rage-inducing ones. Implementing it was fine in the beginning, but if you got enough stacks, it would just continuously fire forever. Which is cool, but just a teeny tiny bit overpowered. So I made it only have a chance to fire once, and when you reach 5 stacks it has the chance to fire twice, and so forth for every 5 stacks. This is what 100 stacks looks like. I only fired once. Soul-stealing armaments. Heal on kill. Bullet belt. A little stupid, but I like it. And the last item, the only legendary I could be bothered to add for now, Overdrive. Okay, a little less explodier and we're good. After I'd made all these items, I was going to end the video there. But one of the things that I want to be a selling point for this game is the vast variety of weapons and items you can choose from. And I really wanted to have some melee weapons as well. So I decided to add one just for the sake of it. Sword, boring, katana, weave, scissors, yes please. I got to modeling. The most beautiful pair of scissors you have ever had the chance of laying your eyes upon. Behold. Amazing. I had to rewrite a lot of the logic behind my weapons as they were only made for projectiles and like long-range weapons, because I don't plan ahead at all. After getting a nice juicy sound effect in place, the first melee weapon of Scourgebane has been born. And boy oh boy is it satisfying. And there we go. Items, a couple of scissors and a game loop in place. I was planning on adding more for this video, but it has already taken a long enough time to create this, so I'll just leave it at that. My next video will be something like the last video, which I can't even begin to thank you enough for. I never imagined that level of support, after just starting up my YouTube channel. It's truly insane. Thank you so much. Other than that, make sure to leave a comment and tell me about your ideas for this game, and I'll make a video about that soon enough. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed and want more game dev content, and I'll see you soon. Take care.